Hey playa, are you in middle school and struggling with trying to convince your parents to let you start dating? It can be super tough to do, especially if they're not firmly convinced that you're ready to start doing it. Don't worry, you're not alone here. In this video, I'm going to share a few tips that'll help you help your parents change their minds. When it comes to dating in middle school, it's a very different process compared to how you would date someone in high school, college, or any other stage of your life. Dating in middle school can take on many different forms. You can have an in-school only relationship, an online relationship, one on Snapchat, Instagram, or they might be someone that you actually hang out with in person. That's why if you're trying to convince your parents to let you start dating, it's important to have a conversation with them as to what you actually mean when you say you want to start dating. Letting your parents know what you guys plan on doing together helps them have a much better feeling and understanding of what you guys plan on doing when you start dating. For example, let's say what you mean by dating is hanging out with that person at lunchtime and seeing them from time to time in between classes. That might be a lot easier for your parents to get behind because it's only in school. Whereas if you guys plan on hanging out alone outside of school, going to the movies and doing stuff like that, your parents might have different rules depending on those circumstances. It's important to understand what their idea of dating means too, because at the end of the day, your parents want to look out for you and they want to make sure you're not getting into something that's going to hurt you. They might be afraid that you're going to get your heart broken, that you might get used, or that you might end up in a situation that's more physical than they want you to be at your age. I know, it's not an easy conversation to have, and it might end up being super awkward, but clearing up the vagueness around the word dating for you and your parents will definitely help in the long run. Try to find out what age they think is appropriate for you to start dating, and you can even ask them what age they started dating at so you can have a better understanding of where they're coming from. The more open the conversation and dialogue is, the easier it'll be to win over their approval because you're showing them that you're being mature about it. What you don't want to do is get super annoyed, upset, or fight with them about it, because what you're showing them is that you're not ready to handle big decisions and big outcomes like this. One major concern that a lot of parents have is that dating in middle school might affect your performance in school. This can be common sometimes for middle schoolers. It's easy to get swept away in the idea of dating someone, to think about them 24/7, and to forget about your homework. Now, that's not to say that you personally are not capable of balancing both things. I don't doubt that for a minute, but sometimes parents don't understand that. So it's important to recognize that if it is a concern for them, to not just brush it off and think it's silly, but to really hear it out. Dating, though, requires two people in the equation, and just like you're trying to convince your parents to let you date, the other person should be doing the same. If the parents of the person that you want to date are on board with the idea, then that might help give you leverage when you talk to your own parents and explain to them, hey, everyone here is on the same page. But try your best to not lie to your parents here. It can be easy to get caught up in the web of lies and weirdness that comes with hiding things, but if your parents find out, they may lose all their trust for you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if your parents just say no, then I know that it sucks, but try to trust their judgment on this. If you or the person that you like are not allowed to date, then what I would suggest doing is building a strong friendship with them. By doing this, you could spend the next year or few years, depending on how long you have to wait to start dating, building a solid friendship with them so that when you guys do end up dating, you guys will already know each other. If we look at what the core of dating is, it's really just getting to know the other person's interests, what makes them laugh, and what they enjoy about life. And those are all things that you don't have to date someone to find out about them. You can learn that out right now. So if you have to wait till high school or even later, don't stress out too much about it. When it's finally time for you to date, you guys can just jump right into it because you've already built a strong foundation for what a relationship could be. What do you think though? Are you having trouble trying to convince your parents to let you start dating in middle school? Leave your comments below and we'll talk about it. For me in middle school, my parents didn't really mind that I had female friends or there were girls that I would just hang out with. They just wanted to make sure that I wasn't doing anything too crazy. And I'm sure your parents feel the same way. So as long as there's an open and honest conversation going on between you and them, convincing them might not be that hard after all. As always, guys, love and peace.